I've never been so happy about corn in my life.
Christmas has snuck up on me this year, but that also means that I need to get my act in gear because it's time for holiday gatherings and I need to know what to bring. Whether you're going to a holiday party or a New Year's Eve party, if you need to bring something for everybody to kind of munch on, this is the video for you. So let's get started. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy and this is Mandy in the Making. Santa arrived early at our house. Steven saw that I'd had a espresso machine on my wish list on Amazon for quite some time, and he did the research and he pulled the trigger and he got us an espresso machine. It literally just came in the mail a few minutes ago. So it's sitting here because we wanted to make sure that it would fit underneath our cabinets. I was a little nervous about that, but it does, it fits. So we're gonna be getting rid of our coffee pot and our Nespresso. I've gotten to where I don't use the Nespresso nearly as much anymore anyway. So we're gonna get rid of that and just have this. Okay, I just wanted to explain what that big thing was sitting there on the counter. Let's move on. This first one we're gonna make right now because it needs to sit in a crock pot for quite some time. What do I have? A lid that is not very stable. I just recently got this crock pot. It's a little mini one. I used to have a mini one and I really don't know what happened to it. I don't know if it broke. I don't know. I haven't seen it in years. But this one was on sale. It's the Bella brand. It was on sale for Black Friday. I got it for like $11.98, I think. It was super cheap. And I love having a little mini crock pot for get-togethers because it's just so nice to keep a dip warm. So we're gonna make a dip in here and keep it warm until we're ready for it. But we're gonna make a Mexican street corn dip. You can make this spicy or not. We're gonna go spicy but it's just a few ingredients. And if you're gonna make it spicy, you need a jalapeno. So I did Instacart order, right? And I said 1 to 2 large jalapenos. They took that very literally. Look how large this jalapeno is. And there's 2 of them in there this big. So we're just gonna use one. This first ingredient that we're using is Steven's favorite ingredient of all time. We've got a block of cream cheese that's gonna go in, a whole block. Next, I'm just gonna use frozen corn because that's usually what I keep on hand. I don't really do canned corn much these days, but you could do canned corn, just drain it. Now, if you were doing canned corn, you may wanna use a couple of cans. I'm not real sure. I'm just eyeballing this. That's probably about right. Now you could do a 1/2 cup of sour cream and or a 1/2 cup of mayo. I'm gonna do a little bit of both because I don't have quite 1/2 cup left of my sour cream. I thought I did, but I don't. But that's okay, mayo comes in handy. Let's throw in a big scoop of mayo and that should be good. Next, we need some cheese. We're gonna do Monterey Jack cheese. We need about 1 cup of this cheese. That's about right. Let's dump that in there. And then you could stop at this point if you don't want any spice at all, but we love spice, so now let's chop up a jalapeno. Okay, there's 1/2 of our large jalapeno going in, and the other 1/2. Now, I'm gonna do my best to stir it, but there's that block of cream cheese. So I'm gonna mostly have to kind of wait to come in here and stir it in a little while, but we're gonna get this started. I'm gonna put the lid on it. I'm gonna put it on low. It should be ready in a couple of hours. I mean, it shouldn't take too long. If you were wondering right now, Mandy, did you forget something? Yeah, I did. I was walking away and I was like, wait a minute, did I put any seasonings in that? I did not. And I'm kind of winging this, but I'm gonna use this all-purpose seasoning. This is from Spice Titan. It has got kosher salt, spices, garlic, onion, red bell pepper, smoked paprika, orange zest, and turmeric in there. So that one sounded good to me. I'm also gonna throw a little extra garlic powder in there. Let's do garlic salt instead of just garlic powder because I need to add salt and pepper, but we'll go the garlic salt route. So let's season this bad boy so it's not bland. Hello. Okay, some all-purpose seasoning is going in. I don't know how much, maybe a teaspoon. And then some garlic salt is gonna go in. And then later on, we will top it. Oh, this thing is already getting warm, yay. We'll top it with some chili powder and some another type of cheese crumbled on top, you'll see. But we can always come back in here. I'm gonna add some black pepper too. We can always come in here and season it more once everything has kind of melted and we can kind of get a gauge of where we're at. There we go. Now I feel better. I walked away and I really felt like that was undone, and it was. And the good thing about seasonings is you can always add more later, and that tends to be the case. I mean, you know, you kind of taste as you go and you taste it right before you serve it and see, does it need more salt? Does it need more this, that, whatever. So that's where we are. but it for sure needed something because it had a whole big fat nothing in there. Before we move on, I want to address a beeping noise that you may or may not be hearing. I'm not sure how sensitive my mic is, but right next door to us, they are having some work done in the yard and they're using big machines and they're constantly going forward and then backing up. And every time they back up, it does the beeping noise. So if you've been hearing a faint beeping noise and you thought, what is that? It's over here and at the Mandy in the Making headquarters. It ain't where you're at, so don't worry. For this next one, we are making one that everyone is going to be grabbing for. They're going to be gone in no time. We're making little mini sandwiches, basically. They're the antipasta sandwiches, kind of that theme of the antipasta or antipasto. Which one is it? You know what I mean. Anyway, we're going to make those. To get started, I'm going to preheat this oven to 350. Something I haven't bought in a long time is the crescent roll dough because honestly, we use the wild grain and we love those croissants. So I haven't had a need to buy these. However, I needed it for today. We needed 2 rolls. One is going to go on the bottom, one's going to go on the top. If you can find the sheet that doesn't have the perforations, is that how you say that? You know, the little dotted lines that you tear them apart. If you can find the sheet that doesn't have that, even better. My grocery store never has that. Never. Hey, Food Lion, I'm looking at you. Anywho, so I just got the Food Lion brand crescent rolls. So we're gonna open up this first one and put it in the bottom of a 9x13 pan. I used to be so scared to open these things. I hated doing it. I don't really know why. It just always startled me even though I knew it was coming, you know? But the best way to get ahead of it is if it doesn't pop automatically, just pop it on the side of the counter. There you go. Then you're expecting that pop. But you see mine is all like pre-cut and all of that, which I don't love. So I've got to try and just seal it all together, but you know, it just came apart on me anyway. What ups? We're going to roll this along the bottom and you want to bring it up the sides just a little bit. So we're going to try and kind of mash this down and just kind of mess with it for a little bit. It's going to take me a little while. Let's unroll this one so we can kind of do it all together. So this is going to take me a couple minutes. I'll be right back. I got it as good as it's going to get, you know. But you do want it to come up the sides just a little bit. It doesn't have to go real far up the sides. There we go. I've got provolone cheese here. I've got 10 slices. We're going to use all 10, but we'll use 5 now, and then we'll use 5 on top. And for this, I just got the pre-sliced, this brand, however you say this brand. We'll be using this whole thing. I got the salami, not the hard salami, this Genoa. Words don't work today, but y'all know what I mean. Y'all can see it. Pepperoni. I got the same amount of that. And then I'm just using some of this ham because when I was doing my shopping, the deli was closed. So we're just gonna have to use this. So here we go. We got pepperoni going on. Okay, now let's go in with our ham. I'm gonna kind of overlap this because it's so thinly sliced. Okay, that's good enough. And then let's top it with our salami. Boom. A very popular ingredient for antipasta things is roasted red bell peppers. So I'm gonna go in with a good many of those and kind of spread those around. Trying to make sure there's gonna be a little bit at least on every bite. You can go as heavy with this as you want. Next, I've got some pepperoncinis that are sliced. Spread them out once I get them on there. Okay. If you don't love pepperoncinis, I'm guessing banana peppers would be fine too. I think we're good. Now on top of that, let's add our last layer of cheese. There we go. And now the not so fun part is gonna be trying to get this on top of that. Now, we don't have to spread it quite as thin because we don't have to try and get it up an edge, you know? But again, if I had the dough sheet, it would be a whole lot easier. But let's give it a try. She's gonna work smarter, not harder. I'm gonna try to kind of thin it out a little bit here on this and then pick it up and put it on top. We'll see how that goes. But I feel like mashing down on the sandwiches was just not the best idea, you know? This worked in my head. In my head. And I don't know that it's gonna work in application because it's probably stuck to the cutting board. Okay, it's not too bad. I think we're okay. If I can remove it. Uh-oh. I need a scraper. I'm kind of lightly rolling it as I go, because I feel like that's going to be easier than trying to do like one big sheet. You know, anytime I work with dough, it's a disaster. If you were here for Stromboli, leave me a comment below. Leave me a face palm emoji. You know what? I'm going to be working with dough in another video coming up soon too. Mandy. So in theory, this worked. In application, not so much. Okay, now you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. All right. Ta-da! Y'all, did I screw this up royally? And I ain't got another roll of crescent dough. This is it, y'all. This is all she wrote. My nerves are a little shot. Okay, it's working slowly but surely. I'll be back. I will spare you the 5 minutes of me doing this. Me and dough, we don't mix, honey. This is why I do love wild grain, okay? If that's not a testimony, I don't know what is. When I tell you I have gone rounds with this, and I'm just waving the white flag. We're gonna set this to the side because I need to for my mental health. Okay, we need a bowl. We need an egg. We need a tablespoon or so. Did I get eggshell in there? I sure did. Look at that. Y'all didn't even tell me. Y'all were just gonna let me eat that thing. We need a tablespoon or so of pesto. And lastly, we need to grab a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Grate that in here, maybe a tablespoon or so. Just kind of whisk all of that together and bringing it back. I'm not happy about it. Got me a little brush, and we're just going to brush the top with this egg wash with the pesto and the Parmesan. Now we need to cover this with foil. I am gonna spray my foil. I need some more foil. I'm running low. I'm gonna spray it with a little olive oil spray just to make sure, because this is gonna rise, and even though it's pretty thin, I've thinned it out, I just don't want it to stick to here, you know. She's sprayed. We've got the oven at 350, and we're gonna bake these covered for 30 minutes. And while I'm cleaning up, I just wanted to tell you, after that 30 minutes, we're gonna take the aluminum foil off, and we'll continue baking them for another probably 10 to 15 minutes just to kind of get the edges or the tops kind of golden brown. But I'm excited about this one. I'm hungry, and that is some protein-packed goodness, cheesy, all the things. So this is gonna taste good. It has been 30 minutes, so let's take the lid off. Okay, it didn't rise up, so that's good. It didn't touch our aluminum foil. And now we're gonna put it back in for another 15 minutes. So we're supposed to let this hang out for about 10 to 15 minutes before we cut into it, just to kind of let everything settle. This smells amazing. It's been resting for a little bit longer than I planned on, but let's dig in.
Yum.
To say I'm excited is an understatement.
I'm really
Do you
excited.
have a, ooh, you don't.
Oh.
Mike.
I'm over here talking. Nobody can hear nothing.
Mike Jack. Pink.
Mmm. Man, that's delicious.
Zero lack of flavor.
That crust is loaded with flavor. What is this on top? These herbs. Is that like a pesto or something? Wow, flavor explosion. Mm-hmm. It's definitely got this like Italian, I don't even know what you would call it.
It's like an antipasta or
Antipasta, okay,
I think
yeah,
that's what it's kind of referred to.
You know, it's got sandwich vibes plus, you know, like some sort of an Italian, I don't know. I hate to call it a sandwich, but it's kind of what it reminds me of, but
You just keep talking, I'm just gonna keep eating. The roasted red peppers, the pepperoncinis, y'all.
Wow.
You make this for an event, they're gonna last 2.5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 10 out of 10. I was expecting it to be good, I didn't know it would be this good. So on top of this, we're gonna add a little bit of chili powder. Then we have this cheese that's a very crumbly cheese. I'm not even gonna attempt to say it. I think, well, I'll attempt, but y'all can correct me. Cotija cheese? I don't know how to say it. I'll put it on the screen. We're just gonna crumble some of that on top as well. And then we're gonna serve this. We're gonna serve this with the Fritos scoops. This is not a very light dip, so you want something sturdy. I'm gonna do the very first taste test because I wanna test the seasonings because I may have to add more salt or something. So let's try it. It don't need nothing. We're good. Come over here and eat this. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's tank it up.
All right, you said it was hot.
It was, but it wasn't like.
It's not steaming hot.
No, it's not steaming hot.
Okay.
Pink.
Okay. Man, wait a second. Is that corn? Mm-hmm. That is a nice little surprise in there. Super like creamy, rich, cheesy. But the corn though, it's like this little happy explosion when the kernels like burst in your mouth. Mm-hmm. That is super good. Are those chilies? What is that?
Jalapeno.
Man, Yeah.
Got a little bit of heat to it. I will say I scraped out most of the seeds and stuff, so it's really not that spicy.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have some more of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is really
It's got
good.
a whole block of cream cheese in there.
I love it.
It really is the
do
perfect
love it.
combination.
Yeah,
I feel
this
like
is really good.
the cheesiness, the creaminess, with the little bit of kick of stuff, it's perfect.
I've never been so happy about corn in my life.
I may have to agree. Well, there you go. There's 2 of our 3. We just have 1 more to make. So let's make it. I know I said yesterday that we were about to cook something else, but life got in the way and it's now the next day. But we are going to be recreating something that was extremely popular in the 90s. It's still popular today, but we're doing stuffed mushrooms. And I remember thinking stuffed mushrooms was one of the fanciest things you've ever seen in your life. So we're going to do that today. Okay, I've got these little, are these button mushrooms? I don't know. But they need to be wiped down. I'm sure you know you don't rinse mushrooms because they'll get really soggy. So you just kind of wipe off all that dirt. And then after we do that, I'm going to kind of rock the stem back and forth and see if I can't get it out. Ta-da! Then I'm going to place it over here on a baking sheet. And I'm just going to keep doing this for the next few minutes. Some of these are too small to use, and that's okay. That's why I got 2 packages, because I didn't know. But I'm going to do this, and I'll see you back in a second. So now that we've done that with our mushrooms, I've got this skillet. It's been heating to a little over medium. I've got a pound of sausage. We're probably not going to use all of this, but let's start to brown this and crumble it up as we go. While we wait on that to brown, I need to soften a block, his favorite. But this is going to go in with the sausage, but I want it to already kind of be soft so we're not waiting so long, you know. So I'm going to pop this in the microwave. But aren't you excited? Another recipe with your favorite ingredient.
It's gonna be good.
It is going to taste good. Don't want to forget to do this. We need this at 375. So this is doing its job. Now that it's almost done, like it's getting really close, we're going to add in some minced garlic. However much your little heart desires. Now let's let this finish cooking, and then we are going to drain the grease off because otherwise our mushrooms are going to be a greasy mess. So we will get as much grease off as we can. It's done. I'm just going in and making sure I've got it as finely chopped up as I can, because you saw how small our mushrooms are. You don't want big old hunks of this. So I'm just making sure. I think we're good.
You don't want any hunks.
I already have my hunk. I'm good. I don't need any more hunks. Was that the answer I was supposed to give?
I guess.
All right, we're gonna throw some on the floor and drain the rest of it. Just kind of patting it just to get the excess grease off the top here. But we're gonna put this back in the skillet. I have turned my skillet down to low. Don't need it super hot anymore. Add that back in. Look at all that grease that it left behind. And then to that, we're gonna add in our block of softened cream cheese. And we need this to melt all the way down and incorporate and stick to the spoon. But we're gonna give this a couple of minutes to let it really warm through and melt down. And I'll be right back. Okay, it's been, I don't know, maybe 3 minutes, and I've just been standing here working with it the entire time. But you see how all of our sausage is now coated in that good melty cream cheese. I'm gonna turn the heat off. We're gonna remove it from the heat to over here. I just about threw it on the floor. Did you see that? It went sliding across. Okay, we need to add a couple more ingredients. The all-important Parmesan cheese. We need a good bit of this Parmesan cheese, so let's add that in. Let's stir that together. And then we're gonna add some breadcrumbs, and that's gonna help kind of thicken it up and make it kind of hold its shape, so it'll be really easy to put into our mushrooms. Okay, I've got Italian-style breadcrumbs. You can do plain if you want to, but this is just gonna add a little extra flavor. We don't need a whole lot, maybe a 1/4 cup. We'll start with that. I don't wanna overdo it. I can always add more, you know? I'm gonna add a little more breadcrumbs, not much. That's lovely. Let's go do the fun part. You ready?
Let's do it.
Confession, I ate some of that Parmesan cheese. I have to. I think it's a rule. If you look on the package, it says it somewhere. And we're going to put the filling in there. You don't want to flatten it out. Let it mound up. It'll get all crispy and nice on top. This is going to take a few minutes, but it's going to be worth it in the end. I sure hope so. I'm over here on my smaller ones. Let me go over to my bigger ones at the beginning. We chose the biggest ones first, and we kind of moved down to the smaller ones. Yeah, that's going to hold more. That's what we want. We did have filling left over, so I mean, those are gonna be so good. Another mushroom that might work better and get more filling in it are the baby bellas. They're a little bit bigger than this, so do whatever you can, but this looks amazing, and it is going in the oven at 375 for 20 minutes. The real challenge is getting them in there without knocking them all over, which I did not successfully do. Straight out of the 90s, we got stuffed mushrooms, baby.
We do.
Look at that plate.
That looks good.
Y'all, these were not hard. It's just a little tedious, you know, but these were not hard. Thank you, baby.
You did a good job.
Thanks. Oh, the plate's hot, so let's pick one and then...
Okay. Take one and pass it back.
That's right. I'm going to get a small one.
All right, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. That stuffing is amazing. A little bit of spice from the sausage, you know, the flavor of the sausage.
Yeah.
With that cream cheese, magical things. Garlic flavor.
Garlic, yeah.
And the mushroom texture.
The mushroom texture is perfect. And I love mushrooms because they add like a beefiness to something. And so I had tried the filling without the mushroom. And it's even better, of course, with the mushroom.
You don't need to do nothing different with that. Wow.
We may eat all of these ourselves standing here right now. Okay.
Good job, babe.
Thanks. I'm pretty happy with those. That is 1, 2, 3 appetizers. Done. Hand just reached in and grabbed all of the mushrooms and took them that way. Thank y'all for watching. I hope you got at least one new appetizer to try for a get-together coming up. Don't forget, please hit that subscribe button before you leave if you're not already subscribed. We would love to have you as a part of our YouTube family. Give this video a thumbs up if you're excited for even more Christmas content to come. And with all of that, I'm going to say goodbye. See y'all next time.